Hey guys, Melissa here. So what do you think of this background? Should I use just this background instead of trying to get my books in order? Probably. The lighting is important too, and I find usually the lighting against the bed works best for me, but I think I'm going to go with this scenery for a little bit. So, yeah, I need to buy myself a desk and file cabinets. My papers are a mess. So, couple things I want to talk about here. I start waitressing next week, and I will be closing the restaurant. It's only a couple days a week for now until she trains me completely. She wants someone who knows how to close the restaurant. So, we'll see how this goes. I mean, if I don't want to be there until, midnight or so, and don't feel safe or whatever, I will let her know. But I feel like I'm someone who communicates in jobs. I don't just I I pick jobs I like. If I don't like a job, I know there's another one around the corner. So I actually just got a text for open house at a hotel. They're looking for house cleaners. I just got that. I'm not sure if I'm going today. It's from like 3 to 5. I may go. I don't know. So look, I've got a lot going on with the whole divorce thing and really just going to God. I mean, He's the only one who can help you really because um my prayers today are I just want you. I just want you, Christ. That's it. If that means I'm divorced, it means I'm divorced. If it means I stay married, I stay married. That's it. We want to be in God's will. That's what we want. We want to align ourselves every single day as much as we can and desperately beg God for his help and desperately beg him to know what his will is. Am I going to New Hampshire? I don't know. I called the court today and they have some rulings that will be ruled on. They said by 4 today. So Kevin, Leandro, and I have been talking via email, and I had the whole my legal representation kind of blow up in my face last night. And I'm the one who cut it off. I cut it off. I didn't see the point of having somebody I could not feel like who represented me extremely well. Sometimes it can make it worse. Sometimes it really does. I think because of a lot of the miscommunications and the lack of experience she has, it was just the right decision to cut her off. I also felt like when I was on the phone, my gut was saying, wait a minute, pull back, because some things on the phone between, the conversation, the argument I heard between them wasn't quite right, and some information wasn't quite right. So I'm like, just pull back, just pull it back, and just let her, she ran ahead of you, and she's dealing with it now. There's nothing you can do. So one of the things I want to talk about though is no names here, but one of the reasons why, I mean, this attorney talked. I mean, at first she told me she would put in asked me to put in an appearance to put in a continuance so that she could put in an appearance. And then she's like, well, it's going to take more time. I'd have to do a court summary. It's going to cost more money. And I'm like, look, I'm looking to do this the frugal way. The most I'm willing to pay is $100, a flat fee for you just to do, like, to see what you want to do for me. So in the end, there was a couple things she was concerned about. She told me about it, which I appreciate. But one of the things she told me was she thought I would be a liability because of my videos about Planned Parenthood. And she goes, I don't agree with you with Planned Parenthood. And I said, that's fine. People don't have to agree. And she felt like, Planned Parenthood was the only clinic, if I understood her right, who was there for her when she had a child. And I didn't say anything. She has a right to her opinions. But to think that I would be a liability over that, I thought was ridiculous because, like she said, I can say what I want, and I don't say anything I want, but I have said a lot about Planned Parenthood. And the deceiving thing about Planned Parenthood, and this is what I want to say, this is what my video is mostly about, is that Planned Parenthood runs their whole livelihood off abortion. That's what they're about. Yeah, they throw in a couple perks here and there with helping people medically, but they are about abortion and do not think twice about that. I mean, their paperwork will prove they live off the backs of babies. So sometimes I don't know why people think they can't just go to a pregnancy center, because they can, and they can get very good care over there for STDs and a lot of other medical care. Plus, they're expanding pregnancy centers, which is great. But even when I didn't have insurance as a teenager, you can always go to a regular doctor's and they will give you a scale fee. Always. So, or you can go to a hospital. A lot of people are using hospitals right now. Pregnant people are using hospitals when they don't have medical care. And then they get the discount off the hospital, right, for medical care. So, I just didn't think it was very smart for somebody who is supposed to be well educated to think that they could use Planned Parenthood as a medical resource when it really isn't, it really isn't the best place to go. No way. There's no way it's a good place to go. So it's like saying I'm going to go to McDonald's to get a burger, right? When you could go get steak. It just doesn't make sense. So this is the price you're going to pay for standing up for truth. It's the price you're going to pay for coming out on YouTube talking about Planned Parenthood. She had mentioned something about, I have a lot of videos out, and just some things that were really not nice, and it was just just some judgment, and I was like, wow, So I didn't really respond to that though, and the thing is, my channel is about, she talked about modeling and mentoring and motivating, and I told her my channel is a ministry to women to help them heal from abortion. That is the main part of my channel here. And yeah, there's other things that happen in life that my channel are, it's about, but so I was definitely told that she felt like I was a liability because I think Planned Parenthood is should be shut down, basically. She doesn't agree with me. And it's okay to not agree, right? But to bring her, her profession into something like Planned Parenthood, it's like, why? Why? I understand people are lawyers to stand up for their for families and stuff, but what does that have to do with me, right? I mean, my, legal, if I was to pay for her, which I'm not, but if I was going to pay her for legal services, I don't see what the point is in bringing in my pro-life channel, right? So she also brought in some other stuff that she didn't like on the other side. And it's kind of like, yeah, what does that got to do with this case, So my discernment was like, she's not competent enough. She's not. And I hate to say that, but she needs some more experience. I also saw some stuff in a conversation where it looked unethical. So I was like, yeah, I don't think I'll be using her. And I did appreciate the help and thanked her for the help that she did give me. But again, unless you're on the same page with somebody and, they're really acting on your behalf in every single way, it's not just about them, without asking you, what do you think about this? And let me get to know you a little. Let me get to, there's a whole background to being an attorney besides your job. It's let me get to know this person. Let me get to know what they're like, like have a conversation. And where I do a lot in the waitressing business, you don't just shove food down someone's throat. You get to know them a little bit. You get to ask, what brings you to the restaurant? What do you like? You need to read somebody too. And so I felt like that was missing too. Like there was really nothing on my side hardly. So when you pick a lawyer, pick a good one. And I thought because she was a fast talker and a no-nonsense attorney that this would work. But a lot of times the fast talker isn't talking to you, and they're talking, they're talking above you or below you or whatever. So, and sometimes you just get caught up in like, wow, what was that whirlwind I just heard? What was that? It just boom, you could have yielded and asked me some things. So when we pick legal counsel, we want people with experience, people who are really grounded. And so the Planned Parenthood thing, I was like, wow, really? You're really going to bring that into a legal court battle? So, yeah, so I had to cut it off, and it was for her benefit and for mine. It just was not working in a million ways. So I thought I could retain her in the future. And after talking to Mr. Leandro, I was like, nope, my gut was right to cut her off. And he was put in a position that was truly not fair to him. And I will give that to him. It wasn't fair at all. So that's what I got for now, guys. Thanks for joining me.